Now, I like a bit of a long-term art project. To give you an example, when my eldest nephew was born, the day after he was born, I went and drew an outline of him on a piece of paper. And I continued to do that on his birthday every year, up until he was 16. So I've got all these Sams kind of gradually growing bigger and bigger as he turned into a lovely young man. And then my friend Neil made it into a groovy little film. So anyway, that's the sort of thing I like. I like long-term art things. So I have to tell you about the one that got away. Because I'd spent so many years in rented accommodation, mostly crappy rented accommodation, and always sharing, because you couldn't afford to live on your own, and I really wanted to live by myself. That then, when I did finally get given, I came out of a hostel for the homeless, that's another story, and into a council flat in a tower block. And it was in a right old state, so I decided I would paint it all. And I had like these sort of little garden canes all bound together. That was my paint stirring stick. And I thought, I'm just going to keep it would dry off. And I painted my flat in like all matte purple and green kitchen and purple lounge and this sort of jade coloured under the water sea bedroom. So, and I kept using this stick would dry, and anyway. So then I kept the same stick with me, and I decided that I would stir the paint every time I painted one of my walls. I would use the same stick, and that eventually, when I finally, in my dotage, settled down in my final resting home, and I'd stopped painting walls, then I would cut it. Because it was just getting fatter and fatter and fatter over the years, So I thought I would cut it, and there would be little discs, and like a tree, it would have all the different colours of every wall that I'd ever painted in the various places where I lived. And I moved to my little round house, did the same thing. I was mostly white, but, still the same stick there. And then when my husband moved in, he was tidying out the shed, and he threw it away. I'm still upset, can you tell?